Jesus went into the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou? This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Jesus stooped down, and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not. And when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Jesus had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Jesus said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. So at this time, I present to you second chances. Go and sin no more.
Here, told you the courageous story of Ruth and Abigail. This year, we want to do something different. We want to present to you the story of someone who is viewed as the underdog. We would like to present the story of the woman caught in the act of adultery. Now, this woman was not named in the Bible, but we have chosen to call her Candy.
Hey, boo, what you doing? Wrong line. Hey, boo, what you doing? Oh, yeah? Okay, all right. Well, listen up. I was on my way to Bible study, and my supervisor, Debbie. You know Debbie? Yeah, well, anyway, I thought I had a couple of days to do this project. And she actually wants me to turn it in tomorrow. Yeah. So, once I leave Bible study, I'm going back to the office. So I'll be late getting home. So I don't want you to wait up. You just going to sleep. And turn your phone off, too, so you can get some rest. And I just want to tell you that my phone's been acting up, so if you call me, and I don't pick up, you know my phone is acting up there. All right. Okay. Love you. Smooches. Bye-bye. Whew. I sure hope Bible study start on time tonight. But knowing Pastor, he's going to start on time, whether it's just him and Pastor Sam. They're going to open up in prayer, and we're going to get going. But then again, if Mother King stand up to testify, we're going to do it all night long. I just need for somebody to just see me long enough, just in case my husband asked if I was at church. Come on now, somebody. and let me call my chocolate sensation. Oh, I get his voicemail. Hey, babe. This is Candy. How are you? Listen, you're probably driving and that's why you're not picking up, and that's fine. I was thinking about you today and I can't wait to see you. Yes. Well, anyway, I'll see you in about 15 minutes. All right. Bye, lover. Toodles. Okay. Let me make my way on out. There go Mother Mary started. Hey, Mother Mary!
Candy and Denzel thought they were in the clear. But little did they know there was a church member watching and saw them together that night. This church member reported what she saw to the church, and now Candy must appear before the congregation.
I saw you in my very eyes. You were caught.
What are you talking about?
I saw you. You should be ashamed of yourself. A married woman out here committing adultery.
Listen, you don't know my story.
You should be ashamed of yourself. That's what I know. I know that you're a married woman. You have children. You have disgrace. Your whole family. You should be ashamed of yourself.
So shame yourself. Oh, lady, go home.
You
should be home with your husband.
But we saw you. We saw you. I saw you in my very eyes. And by
the
the law, the Mosaic law, say you shall be stoned.
Stone.
You shall be stoned, and we're going to make sure you be stoned. Because you reap what you sow. And Jesus loved you so much that he died on the cross for your sins.
Guilty.
So this is how you repay him. By going out cheating. And I don't know who your mother is, but I know she taught you better than that. You should be ashamed of yourself. Don't you feel bad cheating on Jesus? That's who you cheated on.
You don't know me. You don't know my story. You don't even know my name.
I say you should be stoned.
Get the stone. Get the stone. Get the stone. Wait, give me one. Give me a stone. Let's get her. It's what she deserves. You got one?
Wait. Stop it. Just she's no different than one of us. You don't know her story. You don't even know what she's been through. Yes, her behavior was terrible. But do you think that this is her in itself? Is there anyone here without sin? Cast the first stone. Come on, get up. Cast the stone. Get up. Come on, get up. Come on. Come on. You got any stones you want to throw? You have any stones you want to throw? You have any you want to throw? I knew y'all was going to throw. Come on, Ted.
Can you help me down, angel of heaven?
Yes. No one will be throwing any more stones at you. You okay?
Yeah.
You'll be all right? No one's going to throw any more stones at you. Jesus is a God of second chance, and he forgives you. Go and sin no more.
Some people have seen where God has brought you from. They don't really understand it. They don't know the story.
Everyone.
Good evening.
And now, it is time for the Nikki Campbell Talk Show. Now, we have a very exciting show for you tonight. Tonight, I'm going to be sitting with the cast from the Oscar award-winning movie, Second Chances Go and Sin No More. All right, cast members, come on and join me, will you? Put your hands together for the cast. Start the show off with just talking about your roles, and I wanted to let you know that me and my investigative team, we did a lot of research on this movie. And Candy, the character of Candy, was very interesting to me. I noticed in my research that this adulterous woman that you're portraying didn't even have a name in the Bible. And I understand that her role in the Bible is somewhat of a mystery. Now, some say she was a young married woman. Some say she was a prostitute in the brothel. Now, Candy, can you tell me a little bit about, being caught in the act of adultery? I mean, that role, just speak to us.
Well, that role was very hard to portray. But knowing a family member of mine who had actually committed adultery, and she shared with me her story, I was able to remember the things that she had told me. And she had a rough life, she had a rough past, and it caused her to be confused, promiscuous. And also wanted to send a message through this candy room.
Okay. And one of the things I noticed in my research, even the term adultery in those days didn't necessarily mean what we think it means today. Now, one could define adultery as literally having sex with someone who's married, but it also could mean that a married woman could be serving a soldier maybe water or wine and smiles at him as she serves the beverage. That's adultery. If you are seen in public with a male who is not your husband or relative, that could be defined as adultery. Now, if we go over to the New Testament, I'm told that if you look upon a woman lustfully, you have already committed adultery in your heart. What do you think about that?
I say amen.
You say amen? So, I want to move to the character known as the accuser. I know your character was reflective of the scribes and the Pharisees. Let me just say, in my research, that was really, really shady, the whole scene now. Now, what I understand is that you really used candy as a ploy to trap Jesus. And I want to say to the audience, I want you to take this nugget of wisdom. Now, you have to be careful that you don't allow the enemy to use you as a ploy as a result of your sin. Candy really didn't know she was part of a trap. Somebody say it's a trap.
It's a trap.
She didn't even know it. But because she was in her sin, the enemy, or those with wicked motives, was able to use her in order to attempt to trap the innocent, Jesus. Go with me now. So I noticed that you were allegedly trying to apply the law. Now, in my research, the law said anyone caught in adultery, both the man and the woman, were to be stoned. But you only brought candy.
Well, now this is my own belief. The man ran. I have nothing to back me up on that path. But I think the man ran. He became afraid. And I'm always watching. I don't say nothing, but I'm always watching. And I was trying to maybe trap Jesus to see what he was going to say, because he knew the Mosaic law. But it backfired on me.
Yes, it did, terribly.
It really did.
It did. And my research tells me that you were trying to trap Jesus by asking him, what should he do with the woman? Well, you didn't come correct to start with. Let's be honest. You were trying to apply the law, but only half of it. Somebody said, check the motive.
Check the motive.
Check the motive.
Check the motive.
So when you asked Jesus what to do with her, you knew that if he said stone her, he would be going against Roman law.
Right.
And you knew if he let her go, he would be going against Moses' law, or the law of Moses. Now, I want to give this nugget of wisdom. The Jews knew for capital punishment they had to go before the Romans. Even when they wanted to kill Jesus, they had to take him to Pilate first. Go with me now. Pilate didn't find any fault in that man. So they knew they were out of order. Do you see it? Do you see the trap? Whether he answered this way or that way, they were going to accuse him either way. But it wasn't his time. It wasn't Jesus' time yet. Now, Carol, your character was reflective of Jesus. Now, when I did research on your character, I thought this was the coolest approach to a trap. Now, I understand when the Pharisees and the scribes were trying to trap you, you took your finger and just wrote on the ground. And you act like you didn't even hear them. I wonder what was going through your mind when you were putting your finger and writing on the ground, ignoring the trap.
Well, I was seeing it as Jesus is. We all need forgiveness.